ladies and gentlemen.
Big men and big girls.
Big men. Big girls don't cry. You're hiding my face. Would you like to use Howard's photo?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can everyone hear him?
Can you hear me?
Be careful with the wire, please. But don't let it
Hello? Hello? This one's live.
Oh, the sound.
I want you all to behave yourselves. This is a very solemn occasion. Don't ham it up too much. I think we should sing our anthem. You ready for the anthem? Where are the guys who are singing? All right. I got it. All right. Can everybody see it?
Well, that's your key.
Dearly beloved. You are beloved.
So they are.
I heard a few of you talking. You're beloved. We are gathered here tonight at this most solemn occasion, giving the last farewell to one only a few days ago was still amongst us, happily romping around with his brother and sister pigs. Don't touch the thing after. You can have your way with it.
I could see why she got mad last year.
Halloween. Following some dark rumors that he was of very low birth, he discovered to his eternal sorrow that his brother had been a big, fat, slobbering sow.
That sounds authentic. There's a lot of drinking at this funeral.
Indeed, I say to you, how could he bear such terrible disgrace? So he decided to end it all. I'm going to pass over on this one.
Good thing I'm paying them.
But in a last noble gesture, he chose to sacrifice himself for the beneficial purpose. Benefit, did I say that right? Beneficial? Beneficial purpose. Namely, for the good of the Hartford Singer Bowl. May he rest in peace. You may want to cry later on when I start telling jokes. Anyway, I have a few. I looked.
Hey, Mike, they're gonna fill it up later.
I did some research trying to find appropriate stories to tell regarding pigs. And I hope you'll enjoy them. My first one is about these two farmers. Well, one farmer to start with. Things weren't good for him, you know. Things were going real bad. He lost his tractor and his machines. He lost his tractor, his machines, everything. All he had left was 5 female pigs. And so he needed the money. He thought he'd go to the fair, country fair, and he would sell his pigs. But when he got there, he met another farmer who had 5 male pigs. And so they got talking to each other, and they decided that they would have the pigs, they would let them mate, and then they would split it 50-50. Okay? The only problem is they live 60 miles apart. And of course, the farmer I was talking about at the beginning, he only had a station wagon. But anyway, they agreed to meet at a center point, 30 miles from each other, and they would let the pigs romp around in the pasture and mate, which they did. Got up 5 o'clock in the morning, he drove 30 miles, brought the pigs in there, and they mated, frolicked around and everything. And so he said to the other farmer, he says, how will we know whether or not the females are pregnant? He said, well, it goes like this. He says, when you wake up in the morning and they're out in the pasture, grazing on the grass and everything, they're pregnant. He says, if they're still lying in the mud, they're not pregnant. So good. He takes the pigs home, gets up the next morning, the pigs are all laying in the mud. He puts the pigs in the car, goes 30 miles down the road, hooks up with his friend, and they let the pigs frolic around out in the pasture. Again, he brings the pigs home, puts them away, and the next morning, he is so tired from the whole ordeal, he doesn't get up right away. He says to his wife, "Honey, please, go look out the window and tell me, are the pigs in the mud or are they in the pasture?" And she looked out the window, she said, "Neither." She said, "They're in the station wagon and one of them's honking the horn."
Dirty pig.
I gotta tell you this one, it's a little bit political, but that's okay. I think you guys can stand. You've been a good bunch tonight. Hillary comes flying into Andrews Air Force Base. The color guard is present, as well as the commanding general. And she comes walking down the stairway, and the general notices that she has a pig tucked under her arm. And he studies it for a minute. He didn't know what to say, but he just blurted out. He says, "Nice pig, Mrs. Clinton." She says, "You betcha." She said, "That's a hand-fed, corn-fed, purebred razorback from Arkansas." And she says, "And I got it from my husband." And the general, he's a little bit confused. He doesn't know what to say. He says, "All I can say is, nice trade." There's one other one. This industrial engineer professor type who was an efficiency expert driving down through the country one day, and he notices this farmer out there, and he's taking his pig and he's holding it up to an apple tree and letting the pig chomp on the apples. And he studied it for a little bit, and he stopped the car and he went back and he went over to the farmer and he says, "Say, old timer," he says, I think I got some advice for you." He said, "What's that?" He says, "Why don't you put the pig on the ground, take a stick and knock the apples off the tree and let them fall on the ground, and the pig can eat the apples from the ground." He says, "It'll save a lot of time." And the farmer thought for a while, and he moved his pig to another apple, and he finally said, "Aw, shucks, mister, what's time to a pig?" Think about that. Okay. We gotta come. This is the last story. Man walks into a bar. He's got his pig with him. And the bartender notices right away that the pig has a wooden leg. And he says to the guy, he says, "Hey, how did that pig get a wooden leg?" He says, "I'll tell you what, you give me a beer?" He says, "I'll tell you about the special pig." So he gives him beer. And he starts telling me, he says, "Last year," he said, "my house caught on fire." He said, "That pig broke out of the sty, came in the house, woke the kids up, woke me and my old lady up, and he said, saved our lives." And the bartender says, "My God," he says, "I can see where he was a special pig." He says, "Really?" He said, but you haven't told me how he got a wooden leg. He said, well, give me another beer and I'll tell you the rest of the story. So he gives him another beer. He told him. So he gives him another beer and he says, what happened now? I said, well, he said, early this spring, he said, my son was playing down by the creek and he climbed up in this tree and he went out on the limb and the limb broke and he fell in the water and couldn't swim. Couldn't swim. And the pig came out, jumped in the water, grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and brought him in and saved him. He says, that is really fantastic. But he said, I gotta tell you, you still haven't told me how the pig got a wooden leg. He said, well, you know, when you got a pig that special, you don't want to eat them all at once. Piece of business. And that is, I'm going to explain to you, if you haven't figured it out, but the word for pig in German is Schwein. Now, Schwein has a lot of meanings. You can say to your friend, you Schwein. What? Well, anyway, this.
Some friend.
So, where's my friend Mark? Mark, now, this is all written in German, right? And I'm an Irishman, and I got to read it, but he's going to explain what I'm saying in German. So he's going to pass around and show you what I'm saying. So we start out, das Schwein. Okay, das Schwein. Das Schwein, wer fremd geht, ist ein Schwein. Open the page. Das Schwein, der fremd geht, ist ein Schwein. Okay, next page. Das Schwein, wer mehrmals fremd geht, ist ein Meerschwein. I'm not sure how that relates, but that's okay. Das Schwein, next page. Das Schwein, wer viel fremd geht, ist ein Wildschwein. Now the Germans, they don't say W's like we do. They say it with a V sound, so it's wild, not one. But I think you get the rest of it. See what it says. Das Schwein, wer sich erwischen lässt, ist ein dummes Schwein. Okay. Next page.
This one.
Das Schwein, wer nur ein hat, ist ein Sparschwein. No. Oh, I made a mistake. No. I've been doing this for how many years and I made a mistake. Let me go back. No, you got it. Das Schwein, wer sich nicht erwischen lässt, ist ein Glücksschwein. That's the one that doesn't get caught. Now we go back to the one. The next one is das Schwein nur ein hat, ist ein Sparschwein.
That's it.
Okay. Make sure you show it to the people in the back. You know, they're here too. Okay, next one. Das Schwein, wer kein hat, ist ein armer Schwein.
2 pages, just so that.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Das Schwein, wer immer zu Hause bleibt, ist ein Hausschwein. You might even be able to pick through those words. Das Schwein, der immer zu Hause bleibt. I said that right? Yeah. Doing it again? Okay. Das Schwein, wer darüber spricht, ist ein Drecksschwein.
Yeah. That's right.
Das Schwein, wer sich selbst verrät, ist ein blödes Schwein. Okay? Das Schwein, wer nicht fremd geht, ist ein faules Schwein.
Hey, slow down.
Lazy pig, yeah.
Das Schwein, wer an einen Fremden rutscht, I think I'm not going to talk about that. You haven't got there anyway. What's the next card?
Kinderschwein. No. What do you got?
Oh,
Hamming it up.
oh yeah, here. Das Schwein, wer unrasiert fremd geht, ist ein Stachelschwein. Stachelschwein, yeah. That's a porcupine. Goes without ear. Following all this? Yeah, good. What do you got for the next one? Where are we?
Kick them out.
Ah! Das Schwein, wer fremd geht und dabei Kinder macht, ist ein Zugschwein. That's a pig, it goes out and has little piggies. But the last one is the best one.
Oh, absolutely.
Das Schwein, wer nicht mehr kann, ist ein Schlachtschwein. And so I say, to end us all, as I said before, may you rest in pieces. We're going to have a little raffle right now. And we need some getting out of here music.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a circle.
Well, let's give them all a nice hand, ladies and gentlemen, all our participants.
That's you, baby.
All right, I know.